this is just a special episode. I don't know how long it's going to be, but I hope you guys made it through and just see people striving for that family aspect in Krump, you know. I feel like it's being used in such a loose term now of bro, sis, fam, but it takes work to really be fam with anybody, and to do it worldwide. I think, you know, we're doing our best, and this is about just the Beast Camp, the Beast fam, Beastville, just everyone that just helped me out. I mean, if it wasn't for them being there for me, I think I wouldn't have been able to innovate, to even be sane, and maybe even be alive. So this part has to be in here, and this episode has to be here. And I know it's hard to have a friend that's considered, you know, a figure, a positive role model, you know, one of the buckest people alive, and yeah, still be their friend. And I know it's hard to know, who are you talking to? Like, are you talking to Sherwin? Are you talking to Beast? Are you talking to Baby Eyes? So I have nothing but love, but respect for the fam, and just everyone that kind of came across my way too. Like, I know it could be so interesting being a creative, you know, like we run off of emotion, we run off of ideas, so you don't know what we're gonna feel. And I think I really had to tackle that this year, and yeah, I just want to say thank you to the fam for that. And yeah, I mean, for the guy that's behind the camera, I want to he said peace to everybody, peace sign to all.
I don't know, it's just like cool to have, like, be the guy that's in the background. I know, you know, when we closed the studio, I don't know, all right, I'm gonna be on some real shit now. Like with 2020, it was like, for me personally, it was like a lot of L's happening. You know, closing the studio, not being able to teach. Well, first, just closing the studio and, you know, having the studio still, but just being on that quiet, you know, not doing anything with public classes was really hard. And then we ended up having to close the studio and not have it anymore, was definitely hard. And then, but like, through that, I was able to really focus in on what could me and Sherwin build, and what could I build on the back end. And yeah, so then we started with the studio, and honestly, like not the studio, we started with the website, and honestly, the website is one of the only like wins.
When I ran into Rev, yeah, and he said he was opening a studio, and he was just down for the vision, he was down for the work, and he was also down for the building process, because, you know, hosting a dance studio in LA, especially like Inglewood, like, what was really dope was he was willing to work with the ideas, and he was willing to work with the possibilities that we're not going to make money at first. Like, we have to do a lot of free stuff. We have to just get the people here, build a relationship with the community, and say, hey, like, we're not here just to take your money per se, or like use you guys as clout or whatever. Like, we really wanted to give. So it was dope to already establish that from the beginning. So from me teaching the classes there, you know, and yeah, working with him with that, and then with the Tuesdays, you know, like, that was literally free, which was crazy, you know. And so much crazy stuff happened within the Tuesdays, you know what I'm saying? So there was countless times when I thought we were going to get kicked out. But yeah, he understood what he was getting himself into, and I was like, dang, that's really dope and admirable, and I can't wait to keep elevating to where we can get paid, or we can, you know, earn our stripes to say, like, we can do this the way we're doing it. Yeah, it was just dope, and big shout out to Rev, aka Burden, aka Ghost Beast. And yeah, it's just dope to keep elevating, and having him be behind the scenes, and just be a dope person to talk to about life and all of that. So shout out to you, Ian, aka Hood.
What is up, y'all? Hood, aka Stryker here. Beast Camp all day. Shout out to Sherwin, my big homie, my brother. Beast, aka Baby Tight Eyes, the best in the world right now.
Yeah, I've been knowing Ian for almost a decade. And yeah, man, he has always been honest with me. I appreciated that.
So my relationship with Beast is a very intimate one, very close. We have known each other for, like 11 years, I think maybe even 12. And in that time, we've just grown so much and weirdly go through very similar things and have a very similar mindset about things as well. It's an amazing relationship.
He didn't compromise who he was, and I always knew that was available for me.
And vice versa, you know. He's pretty much been there and seen a lot of my transformation, and me his as well. Yeah, he's definitely a brother to me. And my role in the camp, being myself for one, and being someone that he can look to and confide in when he needs it. And yeah, just being inspiring. Not that I'm trying to, but it's just doing me to the point where it keeps people inspired to do the same for themselves.
So shout out to him, man. He's always one of those that goes the extra mile to make sure like the fam is a fam, you know. And I remember I would be having to tell him like, yo man, like it's gonna happen, man. But he always stood his ground and said, nah, like nothing is gonna stop me from reaching out to these people that I consider fam. And I think it took me some time to really understand that. Shutdown, talking about Australia, Shutdown, he is bad.
Yo, it's Bad Beast from Sydney, Australia. I want to say a massive congrats to the big homie, Beast, aka Baby Tight Eyes, for being awarded as FCD's Krumper of the Year 2020. Let's go! I just want to say, this man has put a lot of effort this whole entire year, just rolling through a whole bunch of different tasks most can't do right now during this pandemic, from online classes, fundraisers, videos, helping out with the camp, Zoom labs. Man, more than I can count on 10 fingers.
That's why he is Bad Beast. But no, his growth, I think, is one of my favorites ever since he's been on the fam. As you guys can see and know him, like he is legit a bad beast. And when I first met him, I mean, his story, his passion is what drew me towards him, because we kind of had the same story, like from family-wise, like how his mom was and me and his mom clicked. You know what I'm saying? Like, you act just like my mom. And then how his brothers were and how his sisters were, like it felt like it was a real different version of me. And yeah, I mean, he was just a bit badder.
But yeah, I've known the bro for 67 years, and it's been such an experience during our journeys in Krump as Krumpers and friends. My role in the Beast Camp is to keep supporting, spread Krump, and yeah, just understand each other's well-being regardless, because when it comes to fam, it's fam.
But I appreciated him when, you know, he needed to come to me for advice, and I would give him the advice that he kind of didn't want to hear at the time, because maybe from his upbringing or from gang culture or Krump culture, it's not really taught to be like, you know, turn the other cheek or consider, you know, trying to flee from drama instead of always entertaining it. So that's something that I was learning with him, and, you know, I'm just so proud of him, like of what he has accomplished, you know, being a father, taking care of his family, his immediate family, more than like his Krump family, you know. And I know everyone goes through that. Everyone really goes through that, to where we feel so responsible that we want to take care and save the Krump movement while we have other fam and legit family to take care of, you know. And I'm not even talking about Krump fam, I'm talking about like moms, dads, wives, kids. And it's dope that I can't wait to have a family and ask him, call him like, yo, how did you deal with this and that? So it's insane just what he's going through this year, but he's doing different options to how to overcome them. And I think he's doing just such an amazing job. So Shutdown, appreciate you, bro. And you know, you're still bad though, but it's like a good bad. Corpse. I think out of the newest members in the fam this year, besides Beastville, Corpse was one of those that I went really deep with when it came to my relationship with him.
I'm Corpse, aka Monster Beast, the Monster Beast, United States of America. And my relationship with him really changed though this past year. 2019 was kind of a crazy year for me, and Sherman was there for me 100% of the way. He was there at 6 a.m. He was there at 3 a.m. He was there at 9 p.m. He was there at 6 p.m. He was there at 7 a.m. Anytime I called, anytime I texted, he was ready and he was willing.
And it was just random. I don't know why he called me or I called him, and he just started to vent to me about, you know, his relationship stuff, and I was going through a similar situation. And with him having a son, like, it always inspired me, like, well, you know, that takes a lot of more strength, and that's a whole nother factor. And it kind of inspired me. Like, it did inspire me to keep pushing forward. You know, we came up with this thing, not came up, but we were living by this thing this whole year, which was increments. Like, live in increments. If you live per day increment, if you live per 8 hours, even if it's per hour, if it's per minute, you know, really be aware and be present in that moment. And I think just having that accountability of Corpse was truly life-saving. Like, and it was every day. We would talk for hours.
You know, he prayed for me. He would talk me through these crazy anxiety, you know, attacks that I would be having, and these just mental breakdowns. Like, dude, suicidal thoughts. Like, come the fuck on. This dude walked me off the edge a few times there, buddy.
One time he texted me to say, hey, can you call me? Like, I need prayer. And I pulled over and I called him, and he told me what the situation was. And I cried for him, man, because it's just insane of just what people can go through, and just trusting someone to say it without the embarrassment of like you're failing or, you know, like judgment or anything. And it just felt crazy to be trusted like that in such a deep level, you know. So yeah, I'm really trying to hold back. Woo!
Yeah, he's a fucking really good friend, man. We've talked hours about our hardships. We've talked hours about our struggles. Like, let me tell you guys something. Like, and this is something I really want to fucking get across right here, is he's a normal guy. Like, the Krump world, I hope everyone who listens to this part right here is like, I hope you understand, like, he's a simple man. He's a normal guy. He has fears. He's afraid half the time. He's but confident enough to just fucking go with it, that we can make it work, you know. And he has confidence in all of us, like, and let alone me, dude. Like, I will speak on myself for sure, like, but I don't want to make it seem like it's all about me, but everybody else can attest to it. Like, he's got so much confidence in me and so much faith that whatever I put my mind to, that I can do it. And when you have that, not only in a leader of like a Krump group, whatever, but in a friend, when you have a friend who says, man, you got this, yo, man, you can do this, yo, dog, you got it, like, don't trip, you're stronger than that, you're better than that, like, and not even having to demean anybody else. And when you have a friend who can do that for you, like, that is fucking amazing. Like, that is that is a fucking blessing, dude. And he's walked me back a few times, G. He's walked me back a few times, G. He's walked me back in a... See, this is why I didn't want to do this shit again. This is why I'm not doing it again. I'm not recording this shit for you again, dude. It better make it on the film.
Such a great listener, and even such a great person to tell me when I'm wrong. And this is for everyone that's in my fam. Like, if you guys know me, I love to be wrong. I love to be shown I'm wrong. Maybe not at first, I'll give you all that. Maybe at first I'll be defensive and be so witty, but I will think about it. And, you know, as a performer and as someone that practices to be better in a craft, I'm doing that with my personality and dance, and I take it as seriously. So I'm happy to be surrounded by people that will do that and that are willing to even hear the same from me, you know, because it has to be an exchange. You could tell me how imperfect I am all day, but it has to be an exchange, and we have to grow together, you know. Garrett, my longest fan member as of right now. Damn, trying to hold it back. Woo. I gotta cut. Damn, I just said your name. And then these waterworks.
Gruesome, aka Jay Stryker, the first Stryker ever, you know, ever existed, you know, yeah, and yeah.
Garrett, aka Jay Stryker. Yeah, that was a long break. I'm sorry, but I don't know where to start, man, and I don't even know how to start because it's coming back. It's coming back.
I think one of the best things I love about Sherwin, not just in dance. I mean, I would definitely say the dancing part first, but the dancing part I would definitely say he never made me forced to feel like I have to dance a certain way. Even when the days where it was the gully block days, the overhyped days where you have to wear all black, fitted cap, you know what I'm saying? And it's like you have to wear these super crumped out where you have your arm swings gotta be super like there, your placement gotta be super there. Sherwin never made me feel like I have to dance just like him.
Super honest, and I think that's what I appreciate him the most. We would be in conflict a lot, we would disagree a lot. He would ask me annoying questions when I'm trying to chill, but he would really pick my brain. And you know, at the time when I was just on the go to be the best, I didn't really think about like the psychology of things or like how I was acting or whatever. I just wanted to be the best, and I had that mindset of I'm gonna do it at any cost, and if you're around me, you have to be at that same level, you know. And I think that's where a lot of misunderstandings came from, because that's how I was and that's how I perceived my career of like, I'm gonna be so good that I'm gonna do whatever it takes. I'm gonna lab for this long. I'm gonna be, you know, I'm gonna beat everybody. I'm gonna make sure my team just has the same mindset as I do. But I had to learn over time that everyone has their journey. Everyone has their way and everyone has their mindset to be great. Maybe not the greatest, but to be great. So I really appreciate Garrett for being there when, you know, BeastCamp was on the rise, and he felt it. He felt when I was just in that mindset of you got to be the best. If you're around me, you're gonna be the best by any means necessary. And you know, at times it came off so wrong, and at times it came off as like I didn't care, I didn't have emotions. It was just straight get, buck, be better. You know, if I seen you the next day, you gotta be so different. And you know, I was just projecting my expectations towards my team, and yeah, that's not as healthy as I thought. And especially since I was young and I seen it, you know, like we're with Todd Eyes, we're at the overhyped like, you know what I'm saying? And it's right there. So I said, I know what it takes to do it, and not just do it, but demolish.
It took me a while for the discipline too, because I think the shock value of him, it didn't affect me so much, but the shock value was, you're baby tie-dyes now. So we're looking at you not just as Sherwin, or not just as Beast, the big homie, but baby tie-dyes too. So there's whole revenue that come with it.
That's one thing, that's my mindset, is to dominate. It's not to win, but it's to like embarrass people. And I remember me and Concrete had a talk, and he said winning is not even enough, especially for an eyes. Winning is not enough, you have to embarrass people. And I said, bet. That was always my mindset anyways, but to have an accountability partner like Concrete, like that was just my mindset. And to kind of, to ask that of my team when maybe they're just using dance at the time for therapy or just a social gathering, I could see where it just wasn't good. There was a lot of goods, a lot of people came out of it, warriors, buckheads, but it dealt with a lot of trauma, it dealt with a lot, and I just appreciate Garrett being so honest with me. I remember, I think it was around 2012, I went through a crazy breakup, and that girlfriend at the time, she confronted me just about who I was and how I was being like, and Garrett was one of those people that told me straight up. I remember I was dropping him off, and I just asked him, I was like, so what do you really think of me? And he gave it to me straight up. He started crying, you know what I'm saying? And it was hard to hear, but I needed to hear it, and Garrett needed to hear it, and especially at a safe space to where there wasn't conflict. It didn't boil up. I think it was kind of in him, but it didn't boil to where like it created something more or of a situation. So I think after that talk, our relationship just got way deeper, because he would tell me like, yeah, man, I'll be having the best day. And then when I come to practice and you just start mouthing off saying like, man, listen, we gotta be buck. Did you laugh? You didn't laugh? I'm about to battle you. Like, it was just crazy, And that's just how it was. And that's just how, I saw the Crump King DVDs, seeing how Street Kingdom ran, seeing just how other fams, how OG fams are telling me how they used to run their fams. I said, okay, I'll do the same, And I just didn't realize, like, that's when I started to realize we have to change stuff. And I think that was one of those conversations with Garrett, that really changed. And I think that's what solidified like a foundation of this friendship, to where we can disagree and there'll be no hard feelings. We would be laughing at it, or we would hear each other's opinions or perspectives, and it's great. So Garrett, like, super appreciate you, man.
Yeah, he's definitely pulled me out of a lot of tough times, and seeing me in some tough times helped me. There was a point in my life where I was house hopping, I was a little homeless, and literally the first person, outside of my brother, of course, literally the first person to be like, yo, I got a spot for you, was Sherwin, and then y'all offered a space for me, I used that space. I
believe he's one of the best dancers, even though if you guys don't see him on footage or whatever, like what I see in the garage or in the Beast Camp sessions or whatever, like, I think he's one of the best, and I think his time will come. And when his time will come, at least I'm right here to tell y'all I told y'all. Shout out to the New Zealand fam. First of all, my first little homie out there, Ken, aka J Street Beast. The cheeky one. That's like slang out there for just like, you just want to know everything I'm doing. And yeah, when he first got on the fam, he would just ask me every day, what are you doing? What are you doing today? Oh, well, what'd you lab on today? Give me footage, give me this. I'm like, oh my dear Lord. So again, I had to learn. I learned so much from my little homies because I was kind of standoffish. I didn't really reach out to my big homie like that. So I learned, and especially with the New Zealand fam, there's such a home base vibe that I learned that from them the most. Like same with Trent, aka 12, aka Bad Beast X.
Yo, what's up everybody? Bad Beast X here, aka 12 from Wellington, New Zealand.
I met him drunk. He was drunk, not me. And he was at my workshop still drunk and said, "Hey, you want to battle?" And I said, "Bro, your breath stinks, get away from me." And I already didn't like him at the time, but he was an amazing dancer. I was like, "Bro, get away from me, I'm about to teach." But yeah, I was glad that Bad Beast put him on, and his transformation, 12, your transformation has been insane.
I never took Krump too serious. When I first started, for the first few years, I just took it as a hobby. It was just a time to chill with my fam, my mates, battle, dance, until I won the New Zealand Krump Nationals in 2016, which he judged. And I later on became a camp member. And since then, yeah, I took Krump more serious. I put more time and effort into it.
I remember at Camp Heights, we had a talk, and he's like, "Yeah, like my dream career is to work with kids," and like he was telling me the activities he would do with his scene, with a cap, with the cap sessions, and he's like, with some Easter egg thing, like if you like someone's Easter egg, you gotta battle them for it. I was like, you thought of this? Like, because my image of you is that drunk guy that came up to me, so it's amazing.
And I really focused on upskilling myself, and he really helped me every step of the way. He was such a big influence on my Krump. He helped me learn, he helped me study, he helped me understand the physics and the basics and the technicalities of Krump, and he's helped me learn how to judge battles as well as enter tournaments, and how to battle and prep for that stuff mentally and physically. So yeah, one of the craziest mentors I've had. Also in life too, he does check up on us, all the camp members. He always makes sure that we're straight. He always hits us up just for random calls. He lets us know all the time that his inbox is open for us to hit him up on anything, Krump based or life based. And that's how you know you got a nice, genuine, big homie. For me, I grew up in Krump, where the fam side, a Krump fam, the word fam was very important. And I still hold that very important to this day. I believe in family first, Krump second. So yeah, and he's really there for us, as well as there for us with Krump as well as life. So the best definition of a big homie I could think of would be Sherwin. Yeah, he checks up on us, like I said.
And yeah, shout out to you, Ken. You always kept it 100 with me. You always kept me on my feet. You just kept getting better and better and better. When you won EBS, I was like, oh dang, that's pretty cool. And it's crazy to be in a fam where if I slip for like a month, they'll be better than me, and they're applying everything I'm teaching them, plus they're taking other classes, plus they're doing other styles. And it's a dope pressure, but I rather have my competition be family. So I appreciate Ken for just dealing with me. Girl Street Beast, shout out to you. You're always such a great comforter. You would pop in my inbox or in Instagram and just give me such a heartwarming message of just like how proud you are of the camp and of me, and I appreciate that a lot. And I love what you're doing. I love what you've already done. So, and it's really inspiring that I want to copy y'all. Montel, love you, bro. Young Street Beast, you know what I'm saying? I can't wait to hang out with you again. Like you're gonna get out of it. You know what I'm saying? I really believe it. You're gonna get out of this season that you're in. You're such a fighter, and woo, here comes the tears again. Here comes the tears. I think I learned so much from Young Street Beast too. Like, yeah, when he first got on, even before he got on, if I post something, I would get 5 comments, shares. Like, he was just a non-stop machine of showing love to the fam. And again, I learned that I need to be that type of student. I don't care how great I am. I don't care how long I've been in the fam, but yeah. So shout out to the New Zealand fam. 1K. Well, you would see us on a. I don't know whether to whether to laugh or cry if I talk about this food. Oh, 1K, man.
It's too much. Yeah, it's too much. That's how I would put it. Too much. So I guess I'll tell you the whole story from the beginning. I was already in the Philippines, living out there, helping the movement, all that good stuff. And he came out there to teach a workshop, you know, do an event and everything. And that's when I ran into him. My first impression of Beast was like, you know, that nigga's super buck and he's cool and everything. We ended up battling at his workshop. Right after the workshop, he was like, all right, I'm calling on everybody. I'm gonna start off with the best person. And then he was just like, yeah. I was like, fuck. He killed me. We went like 6 rounds, all because of my dumb ass. I thought like, oh, he's gonna get tired and he's gonna slip. No. Every round was just getting worse and worse.
Our relationship is super special because we really labored together. We really worked together. I remember when he was on the fam and he was in the Philippines, I would visit the Philippines for like 2 months straight, and we would be doing all style events together. I would watch him judge. Like, watching him be king out there was such crazy pressure on me because they knew him more than they knew me. And I'm Filipino too. So it's like, it was a crazy pressure to have a little homie that freaking good, you know?
He is also not selfish. Like, he wants his students to surpass him. It's just so hard to. But if we were good enough, that nigga would like really have us be better than him. He even gave me that, you know, mission in my ear. Like, yo, bro, you know, you won King of Buck and everything. Like, why don't you be like under Chez? If you was to be under Chez, what would you be? And I was just like, I don't want to be under Chez, really. Like, it's an amazing thought, you know. And it would be dope to like represent the creator of Krump. But I was like, I got everything I need right here, bro. And he was like, yeah, but you know, I just want to get you more up the ladder because you're like damn near hanging with me. Which is crazy to me. I'm not hanging with no beast. But he believes in me like that, you know.
But it's just amazing of just how well of a student, how respectful he was when it came to me teaching him, and how much of a fan he was of me, when sometimes like there was points in my career where I was like, maybe you're better than me. Like, get out of here, you know? But again, I just learned so much from my little homie, especially like the really good ones, you know, and how they really treat me as a teacher and have so much respect for me. So yeah, man, I mean, we would go to war. I mean, we would be at sessions for hours, just me and him, you know, going crazy. Like, we were going crazy. We were battling everybody. We were in beefy situations with people, like two on the whole session. Like, it was insane. So, and then when he started to come out to Cali or to Colorado, it'd be the same thing. So it was just crazy, like, to have that type of little homie that, you know, it's just crazy pressure. Like, he's just so freaking good, you know? And as you can see with his classes, he's a good teacher too. Like, I would learn from him. He's one of those little homies that I would give my footage to and say, what do you think? And when I would hear him, or when I would hear his critiques, I would take it very seriously because he's so freaking good.
So because of Sherwin, y'all can thank him, I dropped those classes, you know, because I felt like I didn't have the time or the energy.
Shout out to you, 1K. I mean, been through the ringer, inside the dance floor, outside the dance floor. And it's just amazing to see you be a father. And we always be joking around like, that's a real baby that you be holding. And
he's always keeping me up. He's keeping me believing the fact that I could still dance and be a dad and be at home and be present and all that good stuff. So yeah, he has, you know, been there for me through that, through even my own thoughts of like going crazy or suicide or something. Like, he's been there for me too, talking me through that. He helped teach me how to journal. He helped teach me how to meditate. He helped teach me how to find stress relief in other things outside of Krump, because Krump isn't always the healthy way Krumpers have this thing where they fuel themselves from their pain, but they don't actually heal it. You know, they don't find like the resolution of the answer to the pain. They just go back to it. Why are we going back? You know, we should be trying to heal and move forward. He's teaching me how to dance from a happy place. He's teaching me how to, you know, be able to not kill myself for pressure of being 1K or, you know, what people expect of me, you know, cutting people out of my life who are just there to put pressure or to always have something negative to say. Like, he helped me with all of that. And yeah, that's why I'm forever grateful for him. I think that's what I would say to kind of sum up what our relationship is like. And yeah, as along with being there on a serious note and a you know, a deeper note like that, he's also somebody that it's just so hard to be serious with, man. Like, we be laughing and joking all the time. Like, bro, like, if y'all could see our inboxes, you would be freaking dying. We got too much in there. Like, we got too many characters, bro. We on this Tom and Jerry thing. We on this Daffy Duck thing. I'm Tom, of course. He's Jerry. It's just a lot of bullcrap in there. It's crazy. Yeah, somebody who could always, like, in my worst day, make me laugh and, like, cheer me up. For real, for real. There'd be days I'd be super pissed about something happened at work, or I'm worried about something that I'm fighting to pay off, and he just comes through like, hello, bud. Hello. But it's crazy. We got too much. Too much. That's the relationship, bro. It's too much.
Shout out to Mike. Yeah, my oldest friend in this circle. Just crazy. He, even before I was dancing, I didn't meet him through Krump. I think he's my only friend right now I didn't meet through in Krump. We met in middle school. I remember it was an inside joke to where someone asked for directions, where's this park at? And he wanted to show this way, but then he just went around in a circle and we was dying. So this little hook that we did, we made up a whole handshake from this hook to a buck hop to something. Like, we had a weird handshake and we were just so weird. And then when I started crumping, the next day he wanted to crump, and he was just so into it. And yeah, he's seen almost every circle that came across, from our friend Ross to Almar. That was like my first group of friends, and then that was crumping. And then we had like the Hot Boys. That was like a little cool kids group or whatever. And then that's when we started to, at the same time, mess with the Beast fan with like John and Gabe. And then we had another one with like Roach. We had a homie called Roach and Kevin. And then that's when Jesse came along, Cube. And then, from there, that's when we started to get out. But he went to the military. But even though when he was in the military, thank God he was stationed in Hawaii. So I would get booked maybe once in a while in Hawaii. And, I would see him maybe once or twice a year. I would stay at his place, like in a legit military place. And it was fun, man. And he met young Stryker out there even before he was young Stryker. And yeah, I mean, just thank God he was in Hawaii, like he met Lorenzo, young Bad Beast. Yeah, man. And then from there, when he came back from the Army, he just went full force with seeing how crazy, or seeing the potential of the Beast Camp, of like it could be bigger than even what I thought. Because at the time, like 2016, 17, I was just trying to be the best, while he was already trying to work to be like, well, it could be marketable, it could be products could be there. And I'm like, that's cool, but I'm trying to be the best. I'm trying to solidify and be validated, but also I needed to make sure my stripes were being earned to not just be a good battler, but to be a good teacher, so that takes time if you're in a culture to teach. So take your time to teach. yeah, so he believed in us so much to where, yeah, he did the Beast Camp sweaters, legendary, you know what I'm saying, and all the products, you know, helped out with the Beast Camp event. And had so many great ideas while still like working, while still doing his own thing. So yeah, man, and from that to our weird handshake to all the way to that, I think is just crazy, man. And I'm getting older to where like that's just something that I would rather hold on to than anything else, you know. And yeah, hella confusing to be my friend. So I got nothing but love for y'all. I feel like I'm always in debt with just how crazy I am, the situations I'm in, the mistakes I do. You know what I'm saying? John Man, AJ, people don't know that. Beast, you know what I'm saying? I still call him Beast sometimes, but OG Beast. Yeah, I mean, you've been there. You know, you see me transform too, so shout out to you too. Yeah, from top of my head, even shout out to Yaya. You know, you was there from like 2016 when you first got on the camp and just helped me through a lot of dark times, even when you didn't know what to do, when I was going through anxiety and depression. So I will always appreciate that. Yeah, shout out to the Japan fam. Love you guys. You know, shout out to the Russia fam. You guys are crazy. Always love being with you guys. Shout out to Prince, the OG. Shout out to the USA fam, Conwork, Pono, Lorenzo, you know, Lucky. Love you guys. Everyone from the Midwest, South Beast, what it do. Indonesia, you know, Soldier Beast, Michelle. Love you guys. Pat, one of my oldest little homies with Homer, they got put on at the same time. Bruiser, love you, bro. LeVar, love you too. And even people that aren't even here, you know, Cube, Gabe, you know what I'm saying? You guys still played a part. So, yeah, I appreciate you guys for crossing paths, and who knows what the future holds. But, yeah, I think it's just a time, especially with this year, it just taught us so much to give roses before we have to give roses, you know? So this is just a special episode. I don't know how long it's gonna be, but I hope you guys made it through and just see people striving for that family aspect in Krump, you know? I feel like it's being used in such a loose term now of bro, sis, fam, but it takes work to really be fam with anybody and to do it worldwide. I think, you know, we're doing our best. And yeah, I have to talk about Young Beast, you know. He was like one of my first like little brothers, and he was an only child, so he took me being his older brother like seriously, you know, not just me, but like me, John Man, you know, Mike, Jesse, like, you know, he really looked up to us as older brothers, and it was just nice to have that, you know, and to always have someone just look up to us and always like be a fan of us. And yeah, I mean, the support he gave us was just amazing, you know, and I learned so much from him too, because even there was times when even I didn't really support him as much as he supported me, you know. And yeah, I miss him a lot. I'm still trying to carry on the lessons I learned from interacting with him when he was here, you know. And yeah, I remember just us being in church, you know, and he was just crazy, man. We were in a band, you know, we were the praise band, and we were just the wild kids. I remember the pastor always like, man, can you calm down the Beast fam, John, because they're wild. And it's like, yeah. So I gotta for sure acknowledge Young Beast. You know, miss him so much. And yeah, just know there's not a day goes by that like I don't think about you. You know, there's stuff that I wish I could tell you, you know, and I wish you were here to kind of see what we were doing. And I wish, yeah, I could just hear your words or words of encouragement and stuff. So, yeah, yeah, I think about you every day. And, whew, break. I'm done.